Hello, this is Noel. I thought the silhouette was pretty difficult, but I was surprised that so many people got the answer so quickly. The answer to this silhouette was Benimaru spinning around. He's a real kid's pick right after Robert. You might just know him as the character who ends with Drill or Sendanaga, but actually in this series, he's considered a pretty strong character. Let's check out the 97 Benimaru, who I couldn't use well as a kid. Story moves. This is the far A, which is almost never used unless it's a missed input or a throw attempt in a world where there's no reason to use it otherwise. Even though it's a ranged normal that cancels into specials, its short reach and lack of psychological impact make it almost useless. And its reach is so short that even though it's a fast normal, it's trash that can't even be used for poking. Next is close A. It looks cool if used well, but like far A, it's a normal that's tough to use effectively in game. Canceling like this and then moving is even harder and weaker. Also for far A, the attack's high hitbox misses medium-sized characters who are crouching. See you in the video. This is far B, which performs best as a zoning move. It has a long reach, and the hitbox shows the attack range is larger than it appears in the graphics. If you fight Yashiro at max range, you can hold your own, but if Benimaru steps in even a little, thanks to his fast startup, even if you both press B at the same time, Benimaru's excellent light kick will win. Additionally, since the attack hitbox is a bit high, it's also effective at intercepting low jump rushes. This is the close B that appears if you mess up when trying to hit low. Its advantage is that it follows up from crouching B at 0 or more, and despite its high hit point, it can still hit crouching characters. Though it seems like you can't cancel from the same stance, you actually can, even if it feels awkward. However, because it starts slower than other close normals, using this move alone to start a combo is a bad idea. It's okay if you use it well, but there's really no need to use far C. This has more reach than expected, and its hitbox is excellent. It's decent for poking at awkward distances, but honestly, Benimaru's light kick is really good. There's no real reason to use this intentionally. The damage is a bit low, but the B version is the best because it starts up quickly and has long reach. Close C has generous cancel frames. However, while you can't say close C is bad, in practice, using far B or close D is more effective. Close C is a fundamental move, similar to a jab. This far D has an odd hitbox. When used, it moves you forward and removes the lower hurt box. You can clear ground projectiles using only the D button. In other words, you can ignore the opponent's low attacks and hit them, but honestly, unless your opponent is really inexperienced, you probably won't even think about using it. D is better than C for close-range heavy normal attacks. D also has a surprisingly generous cancel timing, but honestly, the main reason to use D over C is because it comes out faster. In a fighting game where even one frame matters, there's no reason to use the slower C. Because the cancel frames are generous, even beginners can easily land combos. This is the most basic move in the world, with absolutely no special tricks, Anya A. It's slow to start, has limited reach, and a terrible hitbox. It can be cancelled like the long-range A, but it's not a threat. Additionally, even if you mash it, it only hits twice at most, so it's even more meaningless. And the next move I'll show you, Anja B, is just way too overpowered. In the video, simply mashing Anja B can instantly cut Ben's health in half. Anja B has great reach and is excellent for mashing. On top of that, it has insane specs, including being cancelable. If you get close, you can land 3 hits, making it easy to confirm. In 97, this includes a light kick, and the input works even better than in 98. Standing C is great for poking or surprising opponents. It has long reach and extended cancel frames. Its benefits are clearer in some situations. With a simple command, you can quickly deal heavy combo damage after catching someone off guard. Using this lets you land a hit easily, even from max range. Additionally, Lee Hyori's Hohukbion can be countered with a crouching C after the third hit in the field, and when cornered, you can interrupt it even after the second hit. Robert's spinning move can be interrupted in the middle. Because a counter appears, you can follow up with more hits. When I was younger, I thought Anya D was uncool, so I didn't use it. If I ever used it, I just remember landing a drill once and then going for a low hit. With its surprisingly good reach, you can use air cancels for mind games at odd distances. However, the attack's hitbox comes out a bit late, so it feels a bit awkward to use as a counter. And there's a critical drawback to Anja D. When you use Anja D, your hurt box gets a bit bigger. You might end up getting hit by something you normally wouldn't while using Anja D. That would feel pretty unfair. Benimaru's Jump A reaches down to the lower part. The hitbox isn't bad, but the short active frames and extremely limited reach can be frustrating. If another character had this, it would probably be a pretty useful normal, but Benimaru has better options than this, so you don't really need to use it. Jump B has insane performance for rushing in. The motion may look simple, but the hitbox is impressive. So no character can shoot this down with a basic anti-air. The hurt box is way in the back, so how could you shoot it down? Additionally, you can also do a flying drill, and you can cancel it too. This is Benimaru's ultimate mind game and can even make opponents miss their guard cancel. You can get rid of 1B without much risk. Jump C works well in air-to-air situations. The attack hitbox comes out twice, but it only hits when. The hitbox is solid, and with certain opponents, you can attempt a cross-up. But it's hard to do, and if you try it intentionally, you'll need some luck. Also, you must press forward or backward on the directional pad with Jump C to tech an unexpected air grab. If you want to go for a possible cross-up, it's better to use Jump D. That's because its hitbox is much wider than C's horizontally. Going for a cross-up is worth trying, but for a frontal rush, B is still much better. The B-grade hitbox is vulnerable and easily shot down by basic anti-air moves. However, Jump B even overwhelms Kono's headbutt with its massive hitbox. The anti-air move is the lightning kick, which is used to finish combos. However, you should always use the light version for anti-air, because only the light version briefly removes the hurt box, and the attack hitbox appears above from the start. Because the invincibility window is brief, delaying it is ineffective. You must use it preemptively for it to work as an anti-air. If the opponent is hit on the ground, they won't be knocked down and will block with 6. This time, I'll try using the strong version. Of course, it can't serve as an anti-air. It has a 3-stage recoil effective for light damage. It only combos from strong basic attacks, but there's something unique about this move. When activated, the hitbox vanishes just before the attack lands. If your opponent often uses setup attacks, it's worth trying this move on its own. The key is connecting it from crouching C, so always remember this. This is the move called Vacuum Palm, which was used as a main technique along with drill during JM Mini's eras. The tricky thing about this is not only the multi-hit, but also that after using it, you retreat backwards. If you land the drill, you can even continue the combo with baseball. You can try to guard crush your opponent, but for some characters, retreating may not matter much. In the case of Pio, if you input the move quickly, you can approach right away. And you should never use it in the corner. If you use it in the corner, it's basically like asking to be killed. Pulling off a one-shot combo like this is just an example, and since the game has many big damage combos, you need to use it carefully. The video shows Benimaru's command grab, Benimaru Connector. Since there's no failed grab animation, if you mess up, a normal move comes out instead, so there's little risk. Damage is low, but the forced knockdown disrupts your opponent's defense and gives you options like empty jumps and command grabs. Since the grab detection range is so narrow, you must use it almost beside your opponent. Next is Noe In-gwon. This move has strong hit detection, so opponents often walk into it and get knockout 8 if used well. Light attacks hit the front, while heavy attacks target above. Interestingly, the heavy attack's hitbox appears first. Using the heavy attack feels like it was made as an anti-air move, thanks to its impressive hitbox. The hitbox is really well made, so as long as you can read your opponent's movements, it's a perfectly good move to use as an anti-air. However, it doesn't have any invincibility frames, so you have to use it preemptively, just like the lightning kick. Choreo has the lowest health and can be killed in one combo, but this is unlikely in a real match since specific conditions must be met. Still, I'm showing it because it's a cool combo, and there's a separate video with a collection of one-shot combos from '97, so check it out if you get a chance. Finally, I tried 557 once. I considered including the drill and spinning moves from the old Genmini days, or sticking to my usual style, but left out the Genmini combos to avoid making the video too long. That's all. This has been Dolly. It's cold, so dress warmly and bundle up.